He was the general manager of the Bucs whenever they won the Super Bowl alongside Tom Brady. Has been the general manager since 2014, I do believe. He has the most total games started by a team's own first through fifth round picks since 2014. He is the general manager of the Buccaneers, Jason Light.
Yeah, Jason.
How are you, pal?
What's up, fellas?
Hey, quick question. Were you invited to the roast? When you were watching that, were you bummed out that you weren't there? Did you want an opportunity to maybe go up and cook some people? How'd you feel while watching the quarterback that you won a Super Bowl alongside of get cooked the other night?
Well, I don't think I was invited unless I missed it on an email.
Oh, no!
Yeah,
Jason.
Yeah, a little disappointed. Yeah, because maybe he knows that I know too much. I don't know.
Did you watch it?
I did. And I mean, if you want to breeze through this to get to Nikki Glaser, I totally understand because I'm looking forward to seeing that too. She's my new favorite.
Oh, she crushed. I mean, she absolutely, absolutely slaughtered the other night. I mean, it was real deal.
You know, when I was watching, I was wondering. Now, my wife can talk some shit now, and with the best of them. But can you imagine if Nikki's your spouse? I mean, the shit you'd have to take every night. Oh my God!
You're getting cooked. She has a 10-year boyfriend, and she said that she would shoot in the head for a lottery ticket for an opportunity to potentially do things with Tom Brady.
Correct.
It's like that guy just every night. How'd today go? How'd today go for you? Just go ahead, murder.
Yeah, oh, shut up.
Dude, my wife, big fan of hers. That was like really my first full introduction to Nikki Glaser. I cannot wait to chat with her. I'm a massive fan. New special coming out this weekend. Let's talk about you. So right now, NFC South, okay? You guys have same ownership group, obviously, same GM, same head coach, same quarterback, same all-pro weapon on the offense side of the wide receiver. Majority of the defense back, not favored in the NFC South to win going into the season. The Atlanta Falcons are new head coach, obviously, 2 new quarterbacks, everything that's gone on up there. Are you guys using that? And how do you feel about how teams are judged at this particular time before training camp starts when we don't really know jack shit about anything, Jason?
Yeah, you know, we're kind of used to it. I sometimes feel like down here in Tampa, we're in witness protection. We I don't want to say we get shit on, but there's just kind of a lack of respect. You can go on, like Levante David, I think, is a Hall of Fame type player. He doesn't get enough credit as he should. And Mike Evans just recently started getting talked about as a future Hall of Famer. So we're used to it, but you kind of use it as ammo. It's embedded in the DNA of this team. It's like we have a quarterback right now that's got a huge chip on his shoulder and always will, and uses that to in his play style, and the whole team takes after it. So I'm excited when I see somebody dissing us and saying that we're not going to win it. You know, I love keeping receipts. I hate to admit it, I do. I'm just going to be honest. I love it. It's a passion of mine now. It's a pastime of my family. They shoot me texts. This person said this. It's all in fun, but it's been driving us.
Yeah, pettiness is a real motivator for a lot of people that are at the top of a lot of professions. And we saw you run into that guy at the Combine where you're like, man, nice to meet you. I've had your face in my office for what you said we were going to win 4 games or something like that. Two games, yeah, even worse. That was a magical moment. Now, he probably shit his pants in that, just saying, just doing my thing. But I appreciated that out of you. It felt real, which I think is why your team loves you and why you and Baker have seemingly got along so well. Go ahead, AJ.
You mentioned Baker and kind of his mentality and the chip on his shoulder. Now, he comes to Tampa and I think kind of like revives his career and looks amazing. Was there any chance you were going to let him get away? He feels like what he's doing, obviously on the field, but obviously I think outside of that, like the locker room, we hear about all the stuff where he's bringing people together and the whole team kind of rallies around him. What was it like getting him re-signed and how important was that?
It was this year we had a lot of guys that were paramount to bring him back. I really had a lot of sleepless nights. We had him. We had to have him. We had to have Mike back. We had to have Levante back, in my opinion, and the opinion of everybody here too. So that was super important. Not many quarterbacks would be willing to walk into the situation where you have the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, leave, and there's no doubt about that he was the greatest of all time. But a quarterback to come in and be secure with himself and confident that he can lead this team to wins. And he circled us. I'm going there because I like that team, and this is where I'm going to revive my career. So, and then that's exactly what he did. It was, very early. He had a pretty good competition there in training camp with Kyle Trask, and then kind of separated himself there at the end and won the team over.
Yeah, and at the beginning of the season, you guys are red hot. I mean, it kind of came out of nowhere. Bake's playing fantastic. This is the team. There's a little bit of a lull. And then obviously as we move forward, you bring back a lot of pillar pieces. One person you do lose, though, in seemingly a massive way here. Ty has a question for you, Jason.
Yeah, speaking of Bake and everything, I mean, obviously he has arguably the best season of his career with Canales, and then that kind of affords him the opportunity to go get the Carolina job. But with a new OC coming in, is there an expectation that there's going to be like a little bit of a learning curve with Bake? I mean, or is he kind of going to be doing a lot of the same stuff that he was doing last year with Canales? Like, how do you see that process going with a new offensive coordinator coming in?
Well, that was one of the things that we liked about Liam coming from LA when Baker was there. It's kind of related offense, it's a lot of the same terminology and things like that. And Baker was very excited about that, and also excited about the fact that we hired Liam because they had a good connection there. But, Liam's got under that McVay system, they very quickly, overnight basically, or within a matter of a few hours, got Baker up to speed, and he won that game on Monday night. So he's Thursday night, whatever it was.
Thursday,
So I don't think it's going to be as daunting as it would with a normal offensive coordinator change. I think this is something Baker was very excited about. This is also something that he said that he understands the system. Liam thought that Baker would come in quickly and get it. And by all accounts right now during OTAs, it seems to be seamless.
Whoa, this isn't OTAs, Jason. This is off-season conditioning program phase 2.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah. During the conditioning, it seems like he's picked it up pretty quick.
Hey, we just learned this yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. We were all flustered because everything in the offseason is OTAs. Like, that's just how we've kind of learned it as. Then there's mandatory minicamp at the end of OTAs. We're off during rookie minicamp, and then everything else is OTAs. Now there's a whole new name, Jay. You should have known that, I guess. We definitely did not until literally yesterday. It was a whole thing.
I think you'd be surprised at how little I know about a lot of things. So.
What do you just stay? We're staying. We're locked in. That's what you have to be. I mean, as a general manager, there's only 32 of those jobs. Everybody wants that job in football. You have to be incredibly great at it, or you're going to lose your job. Are you a film guy? Are you a work the phones guy? What does normal day look like for you, and how do you think you go about doing your job?
Well, fortunately, I have awesome people working for me. I mean, we have so much stability here. I've been here going to my 11th year. I've got some people that have been with me the entire time. And then you guys have talked to Mike Greenberg. He's the big brain, and that's not me. I just have a big head. I don't have big brain.
No, same. That means the same thing. Big head, big brain. Big head, big brain. All right.
Yeah. So I've got a lot of great people here, but I try to do as much film as I can because I learned quickly here. I've been here 10 years. The first 5 years we've had a lot of downs, and then the last 5 years have been mostly ups. And the first 5 years I tried to do too much, and you find out when you get this GM job. I was a road scout for most of my career. That the job entails a lot more than just watching film. So I mean, when they dump budgets and salary cap things and where do you want people to park on game day? I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is not what I signed up for, So you have to hire good people that handle all of that stuff. So the best thing that I love the draft, I love watching tape. It's like a drug for me. So as much as film as I can watch, the better.
Well, we appreciate the fact that you're a football guy running a team, because there is a lot of analytics, big brain people. We saw that on the boat parade. As soon as we saw this photo, we're like, yup. We like that guy. We reached out to AQ immediately. We're like, hey, GM chugging beer alongside BA in a boat after winning the Super Bowl. Good dude. AQ's like, yes, great dude. You would love everything about him. So just know that we appreciate that as football meatheads, that you're also a football guy doing your thing. And having Greenberg alongside you, like one of the original salary cap gurus and salary cap gymnasts that we've had to have now in this modern NFL, it's been beautiful to watch you guys not only transition from Jameis, right, which was big decision that had to be made. obviously had to be made. Then you get to Tom. Holy hell, how'd you get Tom? There's seemingly multiple teams that wanted Tom. He's having meetings with like Jeter and Bill Gates and everybody in town. They're building Tampa Bay, a whole plaza down there. I mean, the way you guys
still unbelievable, during COVID of all things too. So just unbelievable.
Yeah, the fact that you were able to pull that, and then now we got a whole new era. It's like football guys doing it. We appreciate that, Jason. We appreciate that. Now, you said you love the draft. Let's talk about the draft. Go ahead, comment.
Yeah, Jason, you guys took Graham Barton in the first round, and by all accounts, he is a junkyard dog. What are your guys' plans with him? Is he one of those guys you can move around, obviously, on the offensive line? And then were there any opportunities during the draft where you were close or maybe thought about moving up, moving back? Were any of those situations come up or no?
Well, first of all, we took him. We think we're going to put him at center. So we're going to put him at center, see how that goes during OTA's training camp. That's a daunting task in itself sometimes, but, to move a guy from left tackle to center, it's been done several times. But he did play his entire freshman year. It was a COVID year, but his entire freshman year at center and did a hell of a job. So that's where we're going to put him. Now, the good thing about him is we think he's versatile, that he can play guard. He played tackle pretty damn well in the ACC too. So he's pretty versatile. But he was a guy that we targeted, we wanted. We felt there was a 50-50 chance he'd be there for us. So around pick 20 with Pittsburgh, I started to get a little nervous. The guys in the draft room could tell I was starting to get a little sweaty palms, sweaty armpits, and that happens all the time, 24/7 anyway. But they could tell a little extra.
Yeah, football guy.
And
we get it.
So I just somehow, I have no idea. This is the first time I've never did a trade in the draft. So somehow I just stayed patient. I'm doing a little this, and then he came to us. So as soon as we got him, that's why we were very pumped up that we got him. It was sometimes you just have to sit and wait, and then that way I didn't have to get rid of any other picks, which we needed desperately this year. So,
hey, congratulations on the patience. It's a virtue, they say. It's a virtue. But boy, if you lose your guy, all of a sudden patience is an asshole. Not just a virtue in that entire thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, then we just take somebody else and tell everybody that's the guy we wanted the whole time.
Hey, that's football, baby.
Yep, that's right.
That's football, baby. Go ahead, AJ.
Jason, we know you're a film guy, a film junkie. I'd like your opinion on some of these like behind the scenes video we see pop up from GMs in their war rooms. You'll see them. Sometimes they're not on the main phone, not on the landline, they're on their cell phone. Do you study these films too, these behind the scenes of the other GMs to try to see what they may be doing to try to, trick you into doing something in the future?
You know what? I haven't. You gave me a good idea here. This is what I'm going to do for the next few days. Appreciate it.
Yeah, they give away a lot of info in those videos. I hate looking at myself,
though. I hate looking at myself, so maybe I need to study myself a little more. I was chomping that gum like a New Orleans Saint, so I need to.
Mickey, you saw Mickey. Yeah, Mickey, you can't be doing that in a microphone. I mean, just in 2024, that cannot happen. He said a lot of words. Nobody heard shit. All we heard was that chomping of the gum. Now, as long as you're not in front of a microphone, I think it's okay. So you're good. You're in a good spot, I think.
I love Mickey, so I didn't mean any disrespect.
Yeah, we do too. If you're willing to do that into a microphone, we assume that the moxie that you walk around with on a daily basis is one that we would respect. But with that being said, thank you for not doing that on this program.
Yeah. Seriously.
Coach, yeah, thank you for that, Jason. How do you feel about all the social media shit, though, that's coming out of the draft? The content-driven NFL, not just the draft, but as a whole. Feels like a lot more, like everybody is doing Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Basically all year round. Do you feel that?
Absolutely. I think it's just the age we're in right now. It's, when you after the draft, you bring in your first round pick the next day, and you have a little moment with them in your office. The head coach does in his office, and now when they come in, there's a crew of camera people coming in too. So it was weird for me for a while, but the kids are just so used to it. And I'm not trying to sound like an old man here, when I am an old man, but they're just so used to it. So this year, I didn't want to be that antiquated old fart that no, we keep everything. Got to keep everything secretive. So I allowed them to have full access to our draft meetings, to the combine meetings, during the draft. And, I saw the content that gets put out, and the fans love it. I know my kids love it. My family loves it. But the fans love it, the behind the scenes stuff. So I think it's all part of the thing. I mean, you have to realize, we're football people. We're picking players. That's our job, signing players. But really, we're part of a big show. And the goal is to put on a great performance out there at the stadium every week. And Our job is to put the talent out there, but we're part of a bigger thing, and we need to get fans involved and fans excited. So,
hey, and
I love the content.
The bigger show you're a part of is the only one that's doing this too. Like seemingly more than every other sport. The NFL is crushing, and I do think the access is helping bring in a whole new demographic that lives there, but that's a lot of trust by you to the social media team too, right? I mean, that shit could, like what AJ said, there's some videos we watch and we're like, ooh, just got some, I don't want to say some information on somebody, but the way somebody maybe handles deals, we just watch them operate, but there's no way the social media or digital person is thinking, yeah, we're exposing a little bit of leverage potentially that somebody's doing. That's a big relationship there. Legitimately, that's a very crucial one, seemingly.
Right. I may think now Monty Ossenport's full of shit now, try to do a deal with him.
Bingo. This guy, we'll just call this, make this up, do this. We got to do this whole thing. I mean, I know you guys got that Jimmy Johnson trade card on draft night, but you could see somebody like, nah, we don't want to do that. It's like, let alone the let's ride thing that happened with Russell. There's just so many things where the social media team and the team have to be on the same page, and I'm excited we're in the era where it seems like they are. Now, same page. How about on defensive side? Tone has a question for you, Jason.
Yeah, Jason. Antoine Winfield Jr. had one of the best safety seasons last year, just all around interceptions, forced fumbles, tackles, everything, all over the place. You guys tagged him. He does not have a deal done yet. Are you guys still working on getting a deal done before the season, and where do you stand with Antoine?
We're still working on it right now, crossing our fingers. I think there's some positive movement. I don't know when that's going to come. It takes two sides, and they're being totally fair. We think we're being fair. So he wants to be here. We want him. Those things usually works out. And I'm fairly positive about where things are going with that. He's a hell of a player. I think keeps on this trajectory. He's also somebody that could be mentioned Hall of Fame worthy, and I'm not afraid to admit that. And I don't think it's going to hurt negotiations. I've been up front with them the whole time. He's the best safety in the league. He should be paid like it.
Yeah, literally since year one, seemingly just coming in and showing up big for you guys. I like to hear what you just said there. Hey, that was awesome. Congrats, Antoine.
Yeah.
And congrats to the Bucs, seemingly. Now, this is maybe a week, 2 weeks. What's the deadline for tagged players to get a deal done?
It's mid-July, July 14th, I think, and I'm on vacation there, and that's the last thing I want to do is walking around on the beach with my kids. My wife actually has us hiking Machu Picchu. I don't know if they have cell reception there, so I want to get this done before we leave.
Okay, hold on. So, congrats, Antoine. I can't wait to hear the deal announced early July. We're probably going to be off as well at that time.
So, congrats now.
Yeah. We like to give you a congrats. Celebrate America. Wimbledon's on. There's a lot of there. So when you do trips, you do like we're going hiking, we're doing Machu Picchu, or are you like a beach guy because you live at the beach, I guess, all the time. So that's not what is the angle?
So we do. So when I work for Belichick. One of the, when you work for Bill, those few moments that you get alone with him are so special because what we saw at the roast, that Bill, that's him in real life. But the 7 years, let's say, had those moments 20, 25 times with him. One of the first ones that he had with me is he said, "Hey, you've got a chance to be a general manager. Just remember, when you do get that job, just go at least one place every summer that you're going to go so your kids have stability, at least knowing they're going one place because you're going to have to move around. You'll get fired. You'll change jobs, all those things, which has happened. So we picked this spot out in Block Island. It's a little island off the coast of Rhode Island. It's pretty close to Montauk. It's out there about 11 miles. So we go there every summer for about 3 weeks. But before that we go there, my wife plans year-round couple weeks or a week and a half, whatever it is, that we go before that. So we do something different. She's trying to get the kids experiences. So we're going to do Galapagos Islands, and then we're going to do Machu Picchu. So there's a 3-day hike up Machu Picchu. We're taking a luxury train to about an hour away, and then we're hiking an hour.
Got it. Smart. You've earned that.
Yeah.
The Galapagos, they got big turtles down there. Isn't that a big turtle town? Watch it. They're racist, Jason. Do you know this?
They're racist. I know. We got to watch it. Yeah.
I think you're going to be okay. But from what I've seen from these racist turtles, have you seen the clips from our show about this?
I heard about it. Yeah.
Jason?
It's damning evidence.
This is a matter of fact. These turtles
they're scared of black, they said, right? Isn't that their explanation? They're scared of dark.
Dangerous and scared, so it forces them to attack. It's like, wait a minute.
So they're even more racist than we thought.
They're the most. They're not just a docile racist bunch. We need to get out and attack. Look at this. Did you know turtles could do that, Jason? I had no idea. White, okay, you're good.
Sorry about that, sir. No problem.
No problem.
It's on me.
Watch those in the Galapagos, pal, because they're a little bit bigger,
They are bigger, yeah.
Oh, no problems. Nothing to see here. All right. Look at this. He's walked into hell right now. He said, I hate everything. Which one gets it the most? This one, not half.
This one's all black.
Boom. Anyways, watch yourself in Galapagos, Jason. Seriously.
Yeah, we need to get rid of turtles. That's for sure.
Yes.
Amen.
I mean,
bring back.
You said.
Bring back straws.
That's what we're learning. I mean,
Back the straw.
Hey, Tampa's a beautiful place. Obviously, you've done a wonderful job. Keep going. I can't believe you guys aren't favored down there with all the
Crazy.
continuity.
Nuts.
You know what I mean? With all the continuity. But it sounds like you love that, and your pettiness level is extraordinary. So just know that we appreciate the hell out of you. And there is a question from Ty about a former player for the Bucs.
Yeah, Jason, I know obviously, hey, listen, players, draft, you have a lot of stuff you have to do in the offseason and during the season, but how much time would you say, like out of the year, are you spending trying to coerce AQ Shipley out of retirement and to come back into the building and be your offensive line coach? Obviously, no disrespect to who your current offensive line coach is, but how often?
Maybe assistant general manager.
Yeah, maybe. How often are you, kind of hammering the phones, being like, "Hey, AQ, listen, something's just not right. Something's missing with you not in the building."
Well, let's before we make him assistant general manager, I have two good ones. How about assistant to the regional manager or whatever? Assistant to the general manager.
He would love it. He'd be the best ever assistant to the regional manager.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he'd be the best.
I mean, as a player though, oh my God, that year 2020. I mean, you can eat soup off the top of his head. He can't even get his own wallet out of his pants because his arms are 20 inches. But I have no idea how that guy became the player that he was. I'll tell you why. He's tough as hell and smart as hell. He was so fun to have. I mean, I talked to him every day at practice. He was assistant. You know what? Assistant to the general manager, and just have him sit here in my office at one of these chairs all day. It's kind of like Ed McMahon to Johnny Carson. Just sit here, and after hours we can have a drink. And I mean, that'd be great.
A lot of them. He's not scared to go fix your printer if you need it. Obviously, this came from the year as he was assistant to the offensive line coach for you guys down there after his career was ended out of nowhere in the middle
out of nowhere.
That was a devastating day for him, but we share the same exact beliefs about AQ Shipley. None of us understand how he made it in the NFL that long. None of us understand. He's in the high school Hall of Fame for Western Pennsylvania for basketball. He was a Hall of Fame basketball player, James. That is that bald man that you're talking about right there. And when he's around, vibes are always immaculate. So it makes sense.
Now he's in basements.
Yeah, now he's wrestling with billionaires in basements.
Yeah.
So, Jason, you might need to save him. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, hey, man, I always thought if he ever got into he wasn't coaching here, but he left. If he took it serious, and which he did, but if he wanted to keep doing it, I think he's going to be a head coach. I do. I think he's a great leader. He's sharp. He's thinks quick on his feet. He just has short arms. You don't need long arms to be a head coach.
No, you just need, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
That's all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or just keep it in your mouth.
Well, even Tyrannosaurus Rex can
get up there.
They can blow a whistle, yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they're probably the best whistleblowers out of all the dinosaurs. If everybody mocks their arms, but if we're doing whistleblowing,
right here.
T-Rex is the thing. That's AQ's built for that.
Yeah, that's allegedly Boeing had to kill all the T-Rexes.
Oh, no.
All right,
Knew that was coming.
I mean, I hear whistleblower.
Jason, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for giving back to future coaches in football. We learned about what you're doing this week down there in Tampa Bay with the National Coaching Academy, where they got in on Monday. They'll be going through a bunch of programs and meetings all week. And then this weekend, they coach alongside the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coaches during rookie minicamp. Then 5 of them will get offered opportunities to coach throughout the entirety of training camp with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're really giving back to the football community, to the coaching community, and to, society as a whole here. This is pretty dope. This is sweet. This is sweet, Jason. This is incredible.
It's been unbelievable so far. They've been here all week. It was a little bit of a vision of our owner Darcy Glazer Kasowitz. She was just in conversations about how it works. The Bill Walsh minority program works. How we choose the coaches that we do that every year with. And she's like, why not broaden the opportunity, widen the net nationally, which has turned out to internationally, to give other people opportunities. And we've got a coach from Brazil, from Denmark, from Germany, and then from high school. I mean, there could be a coach at Loras College or Fairmont State that's better than the coach at the top SEC program. So up and coming coaches. So it's been cool to talk to all these people, and they get to sit in meetings with the players, the coaches. We had panels with Rondé and Tony Dungy and Bruce Arians, and I think he dropped only 7 F-bombs.
Really?
That's it.
Myself and Todd and the scouts. It's been great. It's been great.
All right, well, it's a perfect time to do it, because things do matter. There's things happening, but also we can maybe look ahead and help the future of football. It's beautiful. We appreciate the hell out of you, Jason. You're doing it right down there.
Appreciate you guys. And every time I see Pat, I think he could have been our COVID kicker. It came pretty close.
It really did, didn't it? I mean, legit. I don't know, because Bruce was texting me, so I don't know how much you guys were. From my angle, this is how this went. I got tested for those antibodies. If I would have had the antibodies, I wouldn't have had to do the 10-day hotel stay, and I would have been on the Bucs right against the Falcons that week that it all ended up happening. And then I would have had to do nothing because Suckup and Pinion, I think, came back that weekend, so I would have just been on the roster. Then you guys win Super Bowl. I get Super Bowl ring, technically.
You'd be at the party. You'd be on the boat parade, which was the greatest day of my life.
Oh, no.
A little bit on that. So we're at the Super Bowl boat parade, and I'm sitting there with Bruce, my family, my wife. And I looked at, all these people are in the bridges. They're just overflowing and just bursting at the seams to get out after COVID and do things. And I said, this is the greatest day of my life. Besides the day we got married and we had kids.
Yeah.
And she said, no, it's fucking better than those days.
That's awesome. That's what you. That's why you log all those hours. That's why you get 25 opportunities to chat with Bill over 7 years. That's why you watch all the film is for that boat parade, for a city to come together whenever it's been separated for so long to celebrate something awesome. And if we would have treated COVID a little bit worse around our office with our social distancing and our mask wearing,
cleaning hands,
and washing our hands for a full ABCs.
Not looking at each other.
Bingo. Not making eye contact there for a
Making
bit.
burgers every day.
Bingo.
Epoch Burgers.
Not touching cardboard that was delivered for 2-3 days.
Wearing goggles.
If I would have got COVID, I would have had the antibody.
We would have been tossing the trophy to you over boat to boat. You would have been one of the trophy tossers, or you would have been tossed into the water. So one or the other.
Well, with those turtles in that water, wherever the manatees down there. Yeah, there's a chance I'm ending up in there. Hey, I appreciate the hell out of you for joining us, and thanks for almost having the opportunity for me to potentially win a Super Bowl ring for doing nothing. That would have been awesome. That would have been great.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Jason. See you, Jason. Jason Light.
Yeah, Jason!
Best day of his life. I wouldn't have earned it, but I would have at least been there.